Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch Your Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm exceptionally pleased about to bring you this Addiesdive. It's the AD2056. Is it okay for a micro brand to be homaged? Because it seems to be a bit of it going on. There was a helm done a little while ago. This, for all intents and purposes, looks like what's happened here. Um, I don't know. I don't make the rules, but Addiesdive reached out to me, asked me if I'd feature the watch. I like the look of it. I don't know an awful lot about the watch it's homaging, but is that okay? Please let me know in the comment section what you think. But first and foremost, what I'll say about Addiesdive, I think they're a great brand. I think they've got to be a bit more flexible with their logo. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a winner by any stretch. I like when they just put it in like italic writing, which they've done on some of their sporty dress pieces. That's good. But moreover, it's the QC that we need to see improvements on in terms of the sharp edges on the clasp and stuff. I've had real issues with that. I've showed you in the past. Does this watch change that? Have they made improvements? I guess there's no time at the present to find out. I'm going to leave an affiliate link in the description. Please feel free to use it. But like I said, we're going to get there together. I'm hoping we're not having the same problems. But get yourself a nice beverage, sit back, relax. It's about our time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. Usual Addiesdive packaging, briefcase style. Inside, as you can see, I've taken out 3 links to fit my wrist. Hang tag, warranty card, and user manual and stuff. Nothing too elaborate, but for a very affordable watch. It sort of does what it's supposed to, just keeping it safe in transit on its way to you. But yeah, like I said, there we are. Put it all to the side, and then we have the watch. You'd have seen this watch in my watch haul video. So now I'm happy to bring you the full review. Now I've had quite a bit of time with it at this point. So this is the AD2056. Inside this watch, it's running the Seiko NH35 movement. You already notice no date. Yes, there is a ghost position, but yeah, rugged, reliable, really, really good movement. I've said numerous times now, there is really good reason as to why they're using this movement in watches, just because it does the job. This one's running about 8 seconds slow. I always prefer my watches to run faster, to be honest, but I mean, it is what it is. But like I say, for the sort of price you get these movements in these watches and stuff, you can't really complain, to be honest. So yeah, Seiko NH35 also has a 4R35 when in an actual Seiko watch. 24 joules, 21,600 beats per hour, 41 hour power reserve. Yeah, really, really good. No issues whatsoever. The construction of the watch, aside from the bezel insert and the crystal, is all 316L stainless steel. So that's the case, which I really do like the shape of. Crown, solid end links, case back, bracelet and clasp. Mixture of brushing and polishing throughout the watch. But yeah, all 316L stainless steel. And like I said, to a good degree in terms of how it's been executed, especially for the sort of price that you're paying for the piece. The case thickness of the watch is 13.6 millimeters. The case diameter, I measured from the 8 to the 2, it was coming at 40.1 millimeters. When you measure with including the crown from 9 to the 3, it was coming at 43.2 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 16 and back up to 18 millimeters at the clasp. And the lug to lug, tip to tip of the watch. So it comes at 46 millimeters, but has got male end links to the center link, which now bring it in at 52.8 millimeters. So that is quite a lug to lug, isn't it? Given the male end links, I'd like to have seen female end links there to sort of taper it in a little bit more. But that's what we're dealing with. That's the dimensions, guys. The bezel is a ceramic bezel, 120 click unidirectional. I'll let you take a listen. And you can see it lines up bang on. No real bounce, no back play, no problem. Screw down crown, screw down case back with some information on there that I'm literally just about to run through now. As I mentioned, the bracelet's comfortable. It's got 4 mils of taper, push pins just to help you size it out. Fully milled clasp, 5 levels of micro adjustment. You'll see I'm using one of them at the moment. But yeah, nicely finished. Like I said, especially for the sort of money paid for this watch. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal, and you'll see the blue hues coming through. Like I've said many times, I use 3 different lights to film these reviews, and it's not doing too bad in terms of the AR coating. Bit of domage to it as well, so not too bad at all. The water resistance you'll make out down at the 6 is 200 meters, so that'll give you 20 atmospheres of water resistance. And the weight will appear in the top right. So with those 3 links removed, it was coming in at 138.5 grams. With those 3 links back in, you're probably touching, I would say, 150, 155, which given the proportions of the watch is probably about bang on, to be honest. It's kind of where you'd expect it to be in terms of the weight and stuff. But yeah, let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in just a bit more detail. So nothing has been applied onto the dial. It's all printed. What I do like about the dial is how when you move the watch, it plays with the light, which is really nice. It sort of looks different at the edges of the crystal. So it's black and white. So you've got a minute track going around the outer edge. You've got bigger buttons everywhere, slightly smaller at the 12, 3, 6, and 9, given that's where you've got numerals inside. So they make a bit of space, so it still looks okay. You've got Adddiesdive printed onto the dial just below the 12. You've got automatic 200M just above the 6 o'clock position. Like I said, everything's been printed on, done nicely. It's a homage of a micro brand that they've done with this. They've executed it really well. The hands have really, really good proportions in terms of the size of the hands. Not too big a counterbalance, which I'm starting to see more and more now on watches. I'm glad to see Addiesdive haven't done that. Like I said, high polished, and like I said, reach out to where you'd want them to reach out. And the distortion you get from the crystal, I think it just adds to the look of the watch in terms of how it plays with the dial and everything else. You're also wondering now, so what's the loom like? Well, I'll bring the loom up now. The loom on this was really, really good. It was one that I didn't charge, usual, under the light, turn the lights off and just let it do its thing. I was really impressed to see just how long it goes for. I was suspecting that would be the case because after wearing it, I put it in my bedside table and I would see it throughout the night. I could still tell the time in pitch black. So I knew the loom was there, but to see it recorded and do it properly, it was really, really pleasant surprise. Yeah, the loom on this is really good, especially when you consider the sort of price point of the watch. The movement inside this, I've said before, is a Seiko N835 movement. I'll unscrew the crown. Nice positive pop, not too big, just about right. There are 2 positions. You put it out to the second position, it will hack. The first position, you'll hear there's a date there. I do want to stop seeing ghost positions, guys, if I'm honest. I know a lot of you won't mind them, but I don't. I'd like to see the purpose movement for the watch they're using. But like I said, the hacks, when you take it out, you can scroll through. I'll leave it around here for now. But yeah, I would normally, if there was a date, I'd scroll through past 12 to see when it changes over. But given there isn't, I'm not going to bother. But yeah, that's the dial, guys. That's the hands in this. Or I'll say indices, that they're sort of printed on indices. The movement, the loom, everything else. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly to give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist in studio conditions. One moment, guys. Okay, so with those 3 links out, this is what it fits on my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference. You'll see a moment ago, I'm using one level of the micro adjust as well. But it fits really, really nicely, really snug on wrist. You'll see how the bezel and the case, sort of the shapes you get. I do like the twisted lugs at the end, they look nice. And it's a real good looking watch, isn't it? I can see why it would be so popular. Yeah, so there we are. What do you all think? Okay, so guys and girls, that will now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with pucker. So what I think is pants, it's not a great deal, to be honest, given the sort of price and everything. I think this is a really good offering from Addiesdive. But there's 2 things I'm going to mention. First being that lug to lug, given the Melbourne link to the center link, that gives you so much more length. Like I said, it goes from 46 to almost 53. So it gains 7 mil, which is just too much, isn't it? I'd like to see a few more end links on there. But then given it is a 20 mil lug width, it could be a bit of a strap monster. So yeah, loads of different straps you can use. But lug to lug and the ghost position. I've said before, I'll keep saying, I know it's an affordable watch, so it's not as bad as some of the San Martins and stuff of the world that you have ghost positions. But I'm going to keep mentioning ghost positions until we start seeing the result. Because really, apart from Boltony, everyone else just uses NH35s in every watch they do. So I'd like to see that stop. So they're the two things I mentioned: the lug to lug and the ghost position. What I think is Pukka, still considerably more given the style of the watch and how they've executed it. I'm going to go with the sapphire crystal. Nice bit of pronounced sapphire crystal. The AR coating is not doing too bad either. The hands, I think the hands are done really, really well. Good proportions, well finished. Everything you could really ask for with the hands. The loom on this is really, really good. Normally on quite affordable watches, corners are cut. It's not massively obvious where the corners are cut on this one. It's definitely not the loom. The case shape, as I've already mentioned, I've seen this case on another watch before, but I just love the way it sort of twists at the lugs. I think that just looks really, really cool, personally. So the case shape, the clasp. This clasp, guys, you'll notice I didn't mention it in pants. There's no sharp edges. That was a really pleasant surprise. No sharp edges. So, yeah, hopefully that's the start of things to come. To the clasp, I mentioned that because of it. The general look of the watch, like I said, not an original design. You get very few original designs on AliExpress. But yeah, still, I think the general look of the watch and the price. I'll bring the price up in front of me. This was the price at the time of recording. And I think you get a whole lot of watch for that price. So they're the things I'm going to mention. I'm going to go with the sapphire crystal, hands, loom, case shape, clasp, general look, and the price of the watch. And that'll take me on to, would I recommend this watch? Well, I mean, it's not going to be for everyone. When there's a bit going around now with watches or brands homaging micro brands. I don't know how that's going down, but I think for the money paid, for the materials you're getting, and the execution, I think it's a really, really good offering from Adddiesdive. So I would wholeheartedly say, yeah, go out and buy one. Really cool watch. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch. More importantly, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.